because we're stomping on them bitter ones. It's your boy Ali. I'm just trying to go as hard as
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I am your host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated superstar, Tim Vicious, and we are going to be breaking down Monday Night Raw this week. It was in Detroit City. Now, first and foremost, the overall score. I keep on trying to make this a regular thing, giving the score right off bat and then breaking down the show. Sometimes I slip on that, and I do apologize on that to all y'all that do look for that right away. Overall score on what I'd say, I give it a 6.5. You know, matches wise, but more so, it just had that kind of a feel to it. Not only that, in the middle of the show, they had the New Day confront the Wyatts at the Wyatt family compound, which case, okay. You look at cinematic wrestling in the sense like Lucha Underground does, completely beautiful, brilliant. You look at what TNA did with the final deletion with Matt and Jeff Hardy, that was like seeing that shit on fucking acid. You look at what they did with the New Day, and that was like seeing that shit on some nasty fucking shit, man. No lie. Like, why? What the fuck? It was like, what? It was like seeing stuff on like nasty ass meth or something. Like, it's just kind of freaky. The only thing that was missing in the Wyatt one with that was Senor Benjamin. And yes, I did appreciate Senor Benjamin preparing the battlefield, unlike some folks like Brother Nero. Okay, enough with that shit though. Moving forward with the show now. Raw, it starts out with #1 contenders battle royal to see who's going to be the #1 contender for Miz's Intercontinental title and get a title shot at Battleground for that. Now, you know, they brought out Cruz at the very end with the music playing, in which case, 9 out of 10 times when they do that, you know, mostly says that they're going to wind up being the winner. And, you know, for the most part, it did kind of look it, you know. And old thing William Regal once said, and heard it talked through the grapevine through a couple different, like, tweets, interviews, and podcasts and shit. You know, never got the chance to talk to the wrestling Jesus myself before any of y'all may ask. But when it comes to a battle royal, always best be in the middle of the ring, because that way less chance of you getting tossed out. Which, okay, that makes perfect sense, you know? But yeah, it was pretty decent action. I was happy as hell when Uso 1 and 2 got tossed out, you know? But all in all, at the end, you know, the winner, believe it or not, was the freaking underdog of it all, Darren Young. And on how that happened, Darren Young wound up getting hit by Baron Corbin with an end of days. And then after that, Corbin and Ziggler went at it for a second. Corbin wound up tossing out Ziggler, and as Corbin's leaning up against the ropes, getting himself together, he turns around, Cruz comes over, takes him out, and he eliminates Corbin and himself, which then leads Darren Young, the last man in. So, I won! So, you know, and in all honesty, I think they're going to push Darren in this sense, because now they got an idea on what to do with him, you know, and not saying this in a negative way, so please do not take it as such, folks. I'm just calling it like I see it. The fact that Darren is the first openly gay wrestler, and he's in the biggest company in the business. You know, they're going to want to try and make him, they're going to want to try and polish him like marble and put him up on a high fucking pedestal. You know? Now, obviously, the kid's got talent, you know. You could see that. The kid's got talent, you know, from a mile away. Would love to see him get shot to the moon and back, you know. Whether a main event or king in the mid-card, whatever. But just would like to see the man get a shot and get a chance to show what he's got. So, hopefully, you know, wind up getting to do that with this. And that being said, now we go to the next match of the night. It is Sheamus versus Zack Ryder. How this match wound up coming to be was because before this match started, they showed backstage Ryder walking up, storming pissed up to Rusev like, "Hey, Rusev, you said to call you out if I wanted a shot. Well, I want a shot." Like that, and then right out of nowhere, Sheamus just, boom, hits him from behind, grips him up, and then says, "You got a match with me now, fella." And they go and do that. So yeah, and this was actually a pretty okay back and forth, you know. Ryder, he was really aggressive on his end. Sheamus, he was his obvious big aggressive self. What I did like seeing, though, was at points when it was at the beginning of the match when they were outside and then they got tossed in. Sheamus down on his knees. "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you doing? What are you doing?" Like, he's begging for mercy, like, "Please, slow down some, slow down." You know, making the kid look good. He's making the kid look good with that. Definitely appreciate seeing that shit. You know, and that's what I said before. You need to have the people, the people that have been there for a while, the vets, help build the guys that are going to wind up taking their spots or taking the next seat in the seat at the table, TV time wise, you know. But match wound up coming to an end. Obviously, Sheamus got the bro kick on Ryder, and then got the 1, 2, 3. And then right after that, Rusev came out and wound up just throwing the fucking accolade in. Not just the accolade, but he threw it in to where he was laying down on the ground like that, wrenching in, and then said Ryder's got a shot at his title. So, hopefully Ryder will get to win it and actually have a legitimate run with the title this time, you know. Instead of just getting to have a little piss-ass run with it and then having to drop it like a week or two later. You know? Next matchup, it was BreezeAngo versus the Lucha Dragons. And this one, I kind of enjoyed this match. More so not because of the action there, but because of the fact that I had my son watching. My son, he fucking loves watching the Lucha Dragons go and do their shit, and he was going nuts the whole time. Watching that shit, you know, he was like, whoa. You know, and he was breaking that stuff down for me. I put that shit out there on like a freaking Periscope if y'all wind up looking at my Twitter at Tim Vicious and see it. You know? But yeah, we were doing that. Yeah, BreezeAngo, they pretty much were controlling the match. You know, and I emphasize that for the entire thing, you know. That felt bad for Kalisto. He went to go do that springboard corkscrew elbow of his off the middle rope. Wound up freaking botching on the springboard on it, which, you know, I hate to see that happen, but it does, you know. Especially when you got a move that you do a million times. You know, all it takes is just one slip. Yeah. But BreezeAngo wound up getting the win on how the match wound up coming to an end as the match went on, you know. Excuse me. Kalisto, he was climbing up. He was on the second turnbuckle like this inside the ring. Breeze, super kick, right in between Kalisto's legs, catches him in the jaw, and then puts his hand up, and then wham! Power, like, throws him down with authority for a roll-up 1, 2, 3. So, you know, I could see these guys getting a shot at the tag titles down the line. Not saying that they're going to win the titles, but I could see them being in the tag title chase. Excuse me. Now, next matchup we got is Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. And before the match even starts, Sami Zayn comes out to go do commentary. And Owens' music plays. He don't come out and he says, I'm not going out there because Sami Zayn's out there. That is a work hazard. I do not want him out there. Somebody go and get him and escort him out. And then Steph comes around, winds up saying, get Sami, get him to leave. And they wind up doing that. And then as Kev's walking down to the ring, Sami's going up, and then boom, them two start swinging at each other for a hot minute, and then they wind up leaving. And then Sami leaves, and then Cesaro comes out, and yep, I know I've said it before, and I will say it again. Kevin Owens could wind up having matches with just Cesaro and Sami Zayn for the rest of his career in WWE, and I could honestly give two shits because these matches are freaking gold. No lie. You know? Yeah, it was just beautiful. Cesaro, he was all over Owens right at the start. Owens didn't wind up getting didn't start to get control of the match until they were outside, and he moved out the way and wound up launching Cesaro into the security barricade, you know, and the freaking probably like the sickest move saw was Owens reeled him up for a neck breaker like he was getting ready to do a Rick Rude Awakening, and then wham, dropped him down on his knee, which, you know, folks, if you've never been hit with a neck breaker or like a Rick Rude Awakening, basically it's like having your neck get hit with like a freaking spike, like wham, like right there. It's just you know, yeah, no lie, that shit fucking hurts. But yeah, back to the match. This match, it was really good. Absolutely loved it. You know, and Owens, he wound up getting the win on how it was. Owens was perched up on the top. He wound up, and Cesaro was up there. Looked like he was getting ready to go for a superplex. And Owens wound up, wham, wham, wham. Countered, crawled underneath, and then hoisted Cesaro up and hit him with a reverse F5. When I say a reverse F5, I'm not, you know, obviously everyone knows when Owens was in Ring of Honor, he had F5 as part of his signature, as one of his signature moves. And he did the normal F5, but instead of having the opponent face this way, he had them facing the other way. So they fall back down instead of face down. But yeah, he wound up hitting that, got the 1, 2, 3, and then immediately after that, Zayn came out and them two just started brawling bad. And then once they separated, Zayn was just like, yeah, you may want to watch, you know, go turn around, look. And then turns around, next thing you know, frickin' Cesaro catches him and then hits him with the Cesaro swing. So, next matchup we got, it's the piss break match of the night, folks. I wish I could say anything otherwise on it, but it was, plain and simple. Heath Slater versus Titus O'Neil. Titus, he deserves better. Hands down. The cat wound up getting in trouble for that whole suspension thing, okay. But, yeah, the man is a phenomenal worker. You know, he's got the look, he's got the mic skills. The man does all this charity work outside of the ring. You know, he's a freaking poster child. He is literally a poster example for dads for the Dad Council, and yet, just like, what the hell? This guy can work, and he's good at it. Why don't they use him good? I don't know what the fuck it is, man. But yeah, Titus wound up getting the win with the Clash of the Titus, as you could obviously expect, since he won against Heath Slater. I'm not even going to try and break that one down. That's all I'm going to leave it at. Anyways, next tag match, it was Guns and Gallows versus Enzo and Cass. We had Luke Gallows, Karl Anderson going up against Enzo and Cass. And before the match started, you know, Gallows, Anderson, and Styles, they wound up going to Enzo and Cass like, listen, boys, Cena's not here. He's out in LA rehearsing for the ESPYs. He's not here to help you. So if you, this is your last chance. Get out now while you can. And they said that they were going to go and stay because Enzo wants Cena's spot. Cass wants Cena's spot. Everyone wants Cena's spot. The only way they're going to get there is if they keep on working and busting their ass for it. Which, yeah, that is the God's honest truth. The club, they pretty much dominated this match. They pretty much dominated the match until the end, you know, and on how the end wound up coming to be. Cass wound up getting outside the ring. Styles wound up grabbing him and then threw him over the security barricade, and then the ref called for a bell. You know, didn't make any official declaration on who won or lost, so safe to say this is a no contest then. After that, all three are sitting in the ring circling around Enzo, and he's just looking like, motherfuckers. Okay. Which one am I taking a swing at first? And then just as they're getting ready to go and pounce, when Cena comes out. Lordy, Lordy, it's a hallelujah. Can I get an amen for this? Yeah. Cena comes out, pulls out a surprise entry, winds up coming out, helps them beat the crap out of the club, and then they wind up emptying out the ring and stand tall. So, honestly, on how I'm thinking that match is going to go down at the pay-per-view, I think they're going to win. Cena, Enzo, and Cass are, because one, they're going to stretch out this Styles and Cena feud into another match. And two, this is going to be one hell of a way to put Enzo and Cass over, because they're going to be tied along with that big Cena win. Now, next matchup after that, it is technically, if you think about it, the main event match of the night. Not main event segment, but main event wrestling match. Dana Brooke versus Sasha Banks. And I busted out laughing right off bat when Dana came out. Not because of Dana herself. She came out, did her normal thing, coming out the, yeah, like that and all. But Charlotte, she came out with jacket on, with the title, doing, woo, and freaking flesh-colored shirt doing that. Really? Really? Charlotte, you're going to do that, doing that, and it's going to look like you're freaking flashing people. Come on! Excuse me. But yeah, I busted out laughing because that was just the first thing I thought, like, holy shit, she flashing? No, wait, no, it's just a nude colored shirt. Damn. Really got one sick perverted mind then. Fuck. Okay, anyways, yeah. This match, it started out slow, but the crowd started to pick up on it, and they were chanting hard and heavy for Sasha. In which case, honestly, cannot blame them. She's pretty much going to be this division saving grace. You know, plain and simple. Yeah, they're doing too much of the stuff with the Total Divas, and really, where are they going to go from here other than that? You know? I mean, Christ, you look at the other girls that they have on there. You know, let's just say, for example, what are they doing with Naomi? Jack shit. What are they doing with Natty and Becky right now? They already buried them, their story. You know? So what else is left? You know? So right now, this is honestly the best thing that they got going right now until, I would probably say, after SummerSlam, when the next round of NXT call-ups is going to happen. You know? But this match wound up coming to an end. Sasha, she had the bank statement locked in just as Dana was about to reach for the rope. Next thing you know, Sasha, she put her foot out on the rope to kick herself back, to roll right into the middle of the ring, and wrenched it in even tighter. And then Dana was like, I tap. So yeah. And then we get the closing segment for the show. Shane and Stephanie come out, introduce Vince, and Vince is going to say who is going to be the commissioner for SmackDown Live starting next week, as well as the commissioner for Monday Night Raw starting next week. So he says, you know what? Before I do, I just want to say, I'm disappointed in you two. Look at you. You two are all wishy-washy getting along with each other. God damn it, I want blood! I want blood. So much blood. Okay, I may be paraphrasing just a tad bit on what Vince was saying, you know. Yeah, maybe, yeah, just a tad bit, because we all know when Vince starts going like that, you know, he throws out the goddams like it's like good morning, you know. Yeah, but he has them both state their cases. Why should you run SmackDown? Why should you run SmackDown? Steph wound up making her case. Look at everything I've done while I've been here. And I don't know if you listen to Mick Foley's podcast. Shane said he left because you didn't like the idea of the change. You didn't like this or that. You never gave him a pat on the back. You never loved him like Uncle Frank did in the tool shed. Okay, I may be paraphrasing again, but still. But yeah, and then Shane went on there saying, I should run SmackDown because I implement change. I'm going to break every glass ceiling that you put up there. And I will do it with no problem. You know, only way I can honestly see it working, having the two brands again, is if they did like they did the first time. Yes, I said did like they did. Don't art my English, bug you bumpkins. You know, where they have separate writing teams. Because honestly, if you're going to have one jumbo writing team write a specific story for Raw and a specific story for SmackDown, that's not going to help any whatsoever. Have separate writing teams and have them literally go head to head just like they did before. And for the love of God, do not be afraid to have Paul Heyman as a consult. Paul is God. He took SmackDown, which was the bitch. It was the B show. And he made that show beat Monday Night Raw in ratings, in ticket sales, in merchandise sales. You know, every which way, shape, or form when he ran it. Because he was able to build their superstars. He was able to build the next set of main eventers without getting rid of the old main eventers that were already there. But yeah. Anyways, Vince wound up saying, well, I've made my decision, and it's... Well, can I get a drum roll, please? Damn vicious! Okay, not really, no. Man can dream, though. He picked Shane, in which case then Shane ran around like a madman, saying, and then Vince stopped and said, whoa, whoa. Now, Shane, if you're going to run SmackDown, that means you don't get to run Raw also. So the commissioner for Monday Night Raw, the flagship show, Stephanie! In which case, Stephanie did probably the greatest thing I've ever seen her do within the past 5 years of wrestling. She started jumping up and down with her hands above her head like this in the middle of the ring. Just, yes, please, keep doing that. Yeah. And then they wound up saying that they're going to need, since it's going to be a big job running those shows, they're both going to need commissioners, or general managers. So, honestly, I'm good with any general manager, except as long as it's not Eric Bischoff, and that's just because that's the ECW fan in me saying that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week, folks. So, like on normal, like I always tell y'all, please do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other videos. Make sure y'all look for me on my Twitter at TimVicious. Make sure you also look for my backup account, Tim_Vicious. And I'm also out there on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. Also, folks, do not forget to follow all these cool-ass cats right here on Twitter. Vicky Earls, Axel Mulligan, Sunday Segway, Simply Sabrina, WWE Grandpa, Aaron_Deborah, my executive producer who provided the music for this week's show, Mr. Oliver Ben, whose music's out there on iTunes, Spotify, Xbox Gold and such. Details on that are in the description box, as well as my client, Bronx Bitch Forever. And, folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.